through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Before I get started, I'm going to give all praise and the glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakakwadash, the honors of the apostle elders, of great millstone, Ruel, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that preaches truth sincerely across the four corners of the earth. And this is a quick little lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Well, I don't know if this is going to be quick. This might be a little long-winded. But the name of this lesson is the I don't give a fuck slash crash out spirit. And this is a lesson first and foremost for myself and whoever is able to exhort through the spirit of power how by Shemal Shah. And I'm gonna just get into straight in the scriptures, and I'm gonna let the spirit do what it do. This is first scripture I'm gonna grab is Proverbs 25 and 28. It say, "He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls." And the more scriptures I pull out, the more this is gonna make sense. But I'm gonna just start it off with, the Lord called us in His truth, and it comes to a certain level that you get on where your spirit is supposed to be controlled more versus when you first came in the truth. Because when you first came in the truth, you got a more wilder spirit, but as the years go on, your spirit is supposed to mature, and that's how you able to have rule over your own spirit, man. Because it's different. The scriptures talk about how Satan desire to sift you as wheat. So it's different demons out here, especially when you go in places where there's a lot of demons at, that can tempt you to basically provoke you, or to tempt you to rouse up, but you still have to remember the scriptures. You still have to remember the scriptures to continue to rule over your spirit, and don't let Satan throw you out your hookup. You know, because at the end of the day, whatever situation you go through, and we in this flesh, so we're gonna battle through things throughout our walk. You still have to remember that, hey, the Lord, He put you things, He put you in the things that you can't handle, man. That you can handle. And I actually got that scripture next. This is 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. There have no temptation taking you, but such as is coming to man. You know, so at the end of the day, we all deal with demons, and it's demons on different people all around. And what the demon want to do is provoke us, so the demon can intervene and put us in a situation we don't want to be in. Because what Satan's task to do is to sift us out, so we ain't teaching the truth no more. So we not seeking after the Lord. He want to tempt us like he did Job, when he was trying to get Job to curse the Most High. You know, so you have to remember when you're going through things that you are able to go through it, because it say, but the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, right? Because Satan brings the temptation. The Most High don't do the tempting, like James 1:13 said, but he allows Satan to do it because he know you're able to go through it. So when you going through it, the thing is this: it's a balance with the I don't give a fuck, because we don't, it's good to say cast your cares upon the Lord. So we not supposed to give a fuck about shit at the end of the day, if it's not when it comes outside of serving Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. But you want to have balance with that, because it's one of those things is, if the Lord making have a way for you to get out of something, you want to put the effort in for yourself to show the Lord that you're doing your best to get through it. You know, you don't want to be in a grouchy spirit like, oh fuck this shit. I don't give a fuck. You know, because I'm not gonna go into detail, but I caught myself doing that for the past week. You know, in a spirit like fuck it, because that turned into you being a crash out. You know, and that's pretty much like I said, I'm not going into detail, but that's pretty much what happened. You know, I basically crashed out at a situation. You know, and it was other things involved with it that could that provoked. You know, but then it caused me to provoke. You know, and once you in that situation, now now Satan can get a hold of you because you did exactly what Satan wanted you to do, which is crash out. So you know, start talking to myself first and foremost, but with all of us, we have to have balance with the I don't give a fuck. Yeah, don't give a fuck. Don't stress about things to the point where you know, off, you know, mentally fucked up about it. But at the same time, you don't want to don't give a fuck to the point where now uh, you in a situation where you didn't it didn't have to go that far or it didn't have to be like that. You know, at the same time, still work through it, still get through it, especially if the Lord got a way for you to get through it. Cause hey, the Lord can look at it like, well, since you don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck. Fuck it. Fuck it. Keep his ass fucked up then. You know? And it don't have to be like that. That shit leads to people being homeless. People with that mindset, they end up being homeless, sleeping in a trash can, or just being fucked up in some type of way. You know, but I'm gonna finish the scripture. It say there have no temptation taking you, but such as is common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape that ye may be able to bear it, man. And the scriptures say what? That faith without works is dead, man. So if you want the Lord to deliver you out of something or get you through something, then you have to put in the effort for yourself. You have to apply the wisdom yourself so the Lord can see that you putting in the effort. You know? Because if not, then you're just gonna keep being in the same situation. You're gonna just keep dealing with that same problem. Because the whole thing, and it's true, we're supposed to overcome ourselves first and foremost. That's why I was supposed to say that we're more than conquerors. You know, but a conqueror fight. You know, a conqueror put the fight up. A conqueror just don't let, you know, the other nigga just keep beating his ass. You know, we ain't supposed to just keep letting the demons saying just keep fuck, you know, keep throwing punch. You're supposed to throw punches back to get them off you. You know, resist the devil that ye shall flee. And you resist the devil by applying the scriptures, man, because that's your weapon. Yahweh Shah showed us that in Matthew the 4th chapter when Satan came against him. He fought back with the scriptures. You know, he didn't fight back carnally. He fought back applying the scriptures, man. And when you apply the scriptures, it just, you know, keep you out of a lot of shit, man. And yeah, just man falleth 7 times and rise up again. So by us being this flesh, we gon' fuck up. Shit gon' happen. But if it's a situation where it didn't have to be that way and you was just in your own mind, then hey, at the end of the day, that's on you, man. And you didn't apply the wisdom. Scripture say that be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. We're among sheep, wolves in sheep clothing. So these demons is all around, coming against us to bring us down, to throw us off, to get us out the spirit, you know. And we have to remember that, especially when we go to places where there's nothing but demons around, man. You know, you really gotta be on game, man. You know, certain shit you can't do. Like if you're gonna go out and about somewhere, rather it's wherever it's at outside, well, don't drink like that. Cause you know, drink the Testing, testing, testing.
Testing, testing.
All right, cool. I'm back on. All right, so
Testing.
like I said, if you're battling with something, or dealing with a situation, and you know, you just not mentally there for whatever reason, you're not mentally there. Well, maybe it's not wise for you to be around certain things, man, because at the end of the day, Satan he knows your mind too. He know what can easily get to you, so things could be prevented, man. And another thing I was gonna say, because at the end of the day, when you dealing with a situation and you just not all the way there in the head like that, then you could either hurt somebody or get hurt yourself, man. Or you could get somebody else hurt you as well. Because like I said, I'm not gonna explain what happened, but it was another brother with me, and if the brother watching the video, Salakia, but something could have happened to that brother, just because I let the evil spirit provoke me. Something could have happened to or that brother could have did something to somebody. Then that brother would have been in a fucked up situation, man. You know? So I'm gonna pull this out next. This is um First Peter chapter 1. I'm gonna start at Second Peter, so like it. Second Peter chapter 1, verse 3. It say, according as his divine power have given unto us all things that pertain unto life and godliness, through the knowledge of him that have called us to glory and virtue. And virtue goes into having higher standards and having higher morals, because when, like I said, when you're on a certain level in the truth, you don't want to be in the same spirit when you were when you first came in the truth, or you don't want to be um 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 still keep dealing with the same low level shit. You want to level up, you know, for yourself, for you to be a better person, so you can have better character for yourself, man. You know, but it's a whereby are given unto us whereby given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these ye might be partakers of divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust. Right, because, at the end of the day, that's how Satan entices you, through your own lust, whatever you desire that's carnal. Just like he came to Yahweh Shah with what? His favorite food. You know, even shit with rulership. He came to him with, but it wasn't of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, man. It wasn't of um the Lord's righteous kingdom. So you have to continue to deny the flesh and avoid the lust of the world, man. And like I said, it's a balance with it. You have to don't be overbalanced when you are dipping and dabbing in your flesh, because once you get thrown off and overbalanced, that's you giving Satan a access to provoke you, man. You know, it's a I'm glad they just love call on y'all about me shot. But it say, and besides this, giving all diligence and add to your faith virtue, and virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness, and temperance goes into what? Having self control. You know, the patience is the suffering. You know, increasing in faith. Being diligent in increasing in faith and indulging in the scriptures, but also applying. It say, and to godliness, brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness, charity. Because charity is the number one thing important in its truth. But it say, but he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot see afar off, and have forgotten that he was purged from his old sins. So there you go. If you lack in any of these things, if you lack in virtue, if you lack in faith and diligence and temperance and godliness and patience and charity, and brotherly kindness, if you lack in these things, then you can't see the things afar off, which is the kingdom. Because we're training our minds to rehearse and practice these things so we could be fitted to rule in the Lord's kingdom, man. You know, or and forgotten that you and have forgotten that he was purged from his old sins, right? Because when you come in this truth, you're a new creature, you're a new man. Like I said, the situation, you know, that type of situation. I used to get in them type of situations when I first came in the truth. You know, when I was younger than I'm already am, coming in the truth, man. So boom, now you give just off one decision or just off not applying wisdom. Boom, now old spirits get to fucking with you. Or, now it's just all type of demons, It's a whole more crowd of demons than it once were, just off one decision making, or just off letting the evil spirits get to you. You know? And like I said, a lot of things could be avoided when you're just doing things, man. It all goes back to your own decision, man. But we have to remember whatever we doing, that we still have a mission, that we still have a task to do, which is to do the will of the Most High. And we can't let nothing get in the way of that, man. It say, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. So this is the focus, man. If we put this first and occupy ourselves with this, then hey, we don't have to worry about Satan just getting to us so easy, man. And that's the spirit, because I had another scripture lined up. I forgot that's what it was. Um, um, Hold on, I gotta find it real quick. You know, uh, Hold on. Damn, man, Satan be knowing what I want, man. Hold on, let me do this. Oh, fuck. Hold on, bear with me 1 second. All right, here we go. This is Luke 19:13. And he called his servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come. So we supposed to be occupying ourselves with the scriptures. You don't want to give your mind too much slack, or you don't want to be, because it's a balance, like I said. It's nothing wrong with pleasing the flesh, but you don't want to give it to the point where now your mind is thrown off, or now you're out of balance, and boom, now Satan is bound to get in because you're out of balance, man. You want to occupy in the scriptures as much as you can, and still handle your priorities first. Focus on your health, stuff like that. Do that first. you know then when it's time to please the flesh, go please the flesh, but it's at a limit, and while you pleasing the flesh, still move with wisdom. you know because hey, the Lord, he's not that long from coming back, but it's still a little time. So we need this little time we have to continue to perfect our spirit so we could be worthy, man. you know Now these just some extra scriptures that I had just regarding the situation. This is Ephesians 4:26. It say, be ye angry and sin not, and let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Right? We have the right to be angry, but we ain't supposed to let our anger show or be so quick to anger and spaz out like we a crash out or a 2/3 on the street. That's just careless, man. These 2/3 niggas, they don't have nothing to lose. The Lord didn't bless them with this truth. we don't have nothing to lose either, but we got this truth. And this is something that we don't want to lose, man, that we want to continue to have until the Lord bring us, you know? So we're not supposed to let our anger, and this could apply to now being the lion in your house. This can apply anywhere. We don't want our anger to get the best of us, you know? And because, like I said, when I first came in the truth, I was a person like that was quick to anger. But, I don't want that spirit to jump back on me. Boom. All this time, not now I'm just crashing out again. No, man. Because then that's when the Lord intervened, man. You know? And he either judge you, or he'll take the spirit off you because you're not increasing, you know? Um, Ephesians 5 and 15, because scriptures also say what? Live peaceably with all men if it be possible. You know? It's definitely possible to live peaceably, you know, with all men, you know, because at the end of the day, it 9 times out of 10, it was a way before. Now, it's certain times you can't, but at the same time, it's way more opportunities to live peaceably than it is to not. You know, I'll just say it like that. But this is Ephesians 5 and 15. See ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Right. We're wise because the Lord gave us this truth. So that's what we're supposed to be walking like the Lord gave us the truth. Not like these niggas that don't have the truth. They don't have no wisdom to apply. That's why they don't apply. They're literally brute beasts. The Lord ain't give them wisdom. Just like the animals. He didn't give the animals the order he gave the sons of God. You know? So that's what these niggas is compared to, wild animals. They don't have they're not born to be tame. Or they wasn't trained to be tame. They just out here loose, man. And we can't be like that. We just can't. You know? Hey, because we represent this Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Like Elder Kazak said on a recent video, you make a wrong move, now you making the Lord look bad. You got people looking at you like, ain't this nigga in the truth? This nigga acting worse than me. You don't want a person to think like that, man. You know? It's a and keep real with you. Like I said, certain thing I did, a person in the world, he heard about it, or and that's what he told me. That's literally what he said. He like, shit, are you the one I know the scriptures? You supposed to be telling me that. You know what I'm saying? And I was cut, but hey, at the end of the day, it's the Lord, he put us through things to learn, and to do better. The next, the next time it's time to apply wisdom, man. This is Proverbs, this is my last one. Proverbs 26 and 12. Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than of him. So like it says, seest thou a man wise in his own. No, this is not what I'm looking for. No, so like, hold on, I'm about to try to find it real quick. I'm gonna close out with this. That was not what I'm looking for. Wait, is that it? No, that was it. But I'm gonna start at verse 11. This is Proverbs 26 and 11. As a dog returneth to his own, to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly. Right. We don't want to continue to return to the same folly that's fucking us up, man. You don't want to keep making the same decision and you keep being in the same situation, man. Or it turns to you getting rebuked about the same thing in different versions, or you know what I'm saying? We want to grow, you know, in our with ourselves, within our spirit, man. It say, seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than of him. You know? Because at the end of the day, we supposed to apply the wisdom of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah and not our own minds, man. You know? So yeah, man, that's pretty much it though. That's pretty much the point. Point is, you know, you wanna have balance with not giving a fuck, you know, especially when it's other people around you, brothers or just people in general. And we don't want to be crash out dummies because of our own anger. You know, we want to apply wisdom as much as we can, man, being in this flesh. So this is first and foremost for myself, but Lord willing, this was exhorting to whoever is listening. So with that, I'm gonna close out, giving all praise and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom and Kwam Yasharala.